What is up, gamers? This is your boy Golden12 back with another Genshin Impact video, and today I want to talk about teams, or specifically teams I like to run these days. I know it's been a while since I've, done this video, or done videos, actually. It's been some time, and I want to get back to regular content. I know I mentioned this stuff, previously, but I messed up, to be honest. That's all. Scheduling, other various things, but today, I want to be talking about teams I've been running since it's been I think it's been over a year since I last did this video, or since my previous one of teams I like to run, and well, they've released a lot of new characters. So, let me tell you. Firstly, a team I like to run nowadays is Eula Raiden team, because this is Eula's best team, just hands down. Some people are going to disagree with me, are going to be like this or that. You're wrong. You see, this not only is the most fun way I find to play Eula, double nuke, but also just optimal for her. Raiden is buffing the entire team via burst damage and superconduct, which is buffing Eula and giving you energy back for all your characters. Literally perfect. Now Diona, especially with constellations, does not need this, but that's what was important. Diona is actually the key to this team. See, I know many people like to run characters such as sorry, her name slipped my mind. Rosaria are official in the team. Well, the reason why I find running Diona is better than everyone else is, first off, she's your key healer, she's giving you a shield, and she's generating a ton of energy all on her own. You have your two very good options for her weapons, being Favonius and Sackbow, and her constellations are absolutely amazing, either giving you more healing or increasing your damage via reactions, etc. Now, this helps with Shatter, which isn't important, but I just thought I'd mention that. All of her constellations are good except for the C4. But she's key to the team, generating the burst energy for Eula, meaning you have really high uptime on Eula's burst. It's pretty much always up off cooldown of Diana, and it's just generally, I find, the best way to play it. Now, Bennett's. You can swap him off with Kujo Sara for double nuke, and it does work. If you time the burst right and use it to buff Eula instead of Raiden, you can actually get it within the 7 seconds. Is that always going to happen? No. But either way, I still think this is the best team, in my personal opinion, the most fun way to play Eula. And yeah. Next, we have Raiden National. This team is stupid. That's the only way I can put it. You have a battery for these very large bursts, buffing all their bursts whilst they're buffing hers. The reactions go crazy. This team shreds and melts through everything. This is the team that gets me through Abyss and has been getting me through Abyss for basically since Raiden has come out, basically, right? I didn't use Jing Shou until then. I hardly used Zhang Ling until then, and I didn't even have Bennett until like Eula came out, right? I was pretty unlucky there, but yeah, this team is insane. It is very strong, especially when well built. Mine is pretty well built. I have basically their best, well, not. I basically have some of their best options on them. And the funny thing is, this entire team, except for Bennett, all uses the same set. I'll get into that to a moment. This is not the team I actually like to run. I was fiddling around here. The other team I like to run is Zhao. Specifically Zhao. Now you're gonna see something a little weird here, but you gotta let me explain. And why I think this is actually optimal, and it's even better if you have other characters. I can't find him. There he is. Bennett. So, this is the Zhao team I like to run. Sucrose is the perfect battery for Zhao, especially free to play, because as soon as you get sack frags, right, your Sucrose instantly becomes 10 times better for buffing Zhao and buffing other characters, because of the Elemental Mastery buff and being able to reset your cooldown, right, via, the book's passive. Now, mine is R5, yeah, but that just means I get better chance to actually buff Zhao. Now, the thing with Sucrose, if you get C1, right, you're able to use her E-skill 3 times most of the time, right, with, high refinement sack frags. Meaning, she will generate all the energy for herself and Zhao, and that is just massive AoE damage up at all times. It is fantastic when fighting groups. Bennett is there, obviously, the buff. In Noelle, which is going to be like, why is Noelle on the team? Well, first off, I don't have Zhongli. I'm not going to get Zhongli. Secondly, Noelle is actually extremely underrated to this day. She is insanely strong, and people just misuse her. On this team, she's perfect for many reasons. One, Zhao is constantly losing HP, especially when Bennett's burst is on cooldown, because you want the Zhao to be on field at all times. He's the one doing the damage. Whenever he gets low HP, or let's say you get hit during it because you know he's got some funkiness to it. He's pretty mechanically challenging to actually use in most scenarios. You use Zhao, you're bound to get hit at some point, right? Noelle will protect you from that with her last stand shield, and she has one of the tankier shields in the game that is not on par of Zhongli's, but it's second to his in terms of like actual HP, right? Or damage it can absorb. And that's why you use her. This right here. This, due to how long it lasts, see, it's once every minute, right? But you're gonna get this. It lasts for 20 seconds, right? Meaning, you get the shield. You have a shield up for like almost a minute, or half a minute, right? My bad. Half a minute that you can put up. It puts up the shield, it protects that character specifically, so it's gonna protect Zhao. You have a shield for 20 seconds for him, and then another 12 seconds from Noelle's shield. You are shielded throughout Zhao's entire rotation with Noelle as soon as he falls below HP. You are not dying with Zhao running Noelle. And it's the same thing with Zhongli, right? Zhongli is also giving you resistance shred, which is far better. But that's the thing. If you don't have him, you might as well run Noelle. It's extremely strong like this. Now you can also run the double Geo setup. That works fine as well. But Bennett is arguably, or no, it just is his best buffer in this scenario, right? But yes, Noelle is key to this team. She's also healing everyone because, first off, your Sucrose is very, like, she's weak, right? She doesn't have a lot of defense. You're building your full month mastery. She cannot tank any hits. Bennett isn't enough to heal when he's built hybrid. Full healer Bennett, maybe. But Bennett himself, right? He can, in some scenarios, make you take more damage. Hence why Noelle is here to protect you and heal up your entire team instantly, right? But this team is very fun, and it's my preferred Zhao team. This got me through Abyss back in the day. Haven't used it recently because the Abyss doesn't favor Zhao with the energy drainage and everything. But that's besides that. Another team I like to run, which it should be obvious in this case, is Triple Electro. Yeah. Hold on, let me say that. Triple Electro team. This last unit is a flex spot because I don't have Kazuha, but this team is insanely fun, right? It's just nuke after nuke after nuke. And I love it even free to play. Like, you want constellations on your characters, definitely, because their Yay and Raiden constellations have a bunch of damage and support inside of them all. I, unfortunately, do not have that, but this team is still incredibly fun because you can spam burst over and over again. And it does a lot of damage. It is pretty glass cannony since you have no defense on this whatsoever, especially with having Sucrose instead of someone like Kazuha who can group enemies more effectively. It can come into some issues, but it is still an extremely strong team. And then lastly, there's one more team that I would like to point out of what I'd like to run. And let me figure it out first. I say figure it out, but I was thinking of it before. I'm drawing a blank. What was it? Okay, but I'm going to think about it as I talk about this right here. So I mentioned earlier Fischl right on the team instead. Fischl is not going to be as good or giving you a strong of buff, even with Tendency, right? You're getting raw 20% burst damage on here, which is boosting both her E skill and her ultimate damage, and everyone else's. Fischl will give you 18 per, is it 20% attack? Yeah, I think it's 20% attack for Tendency, which is good, but you need Superconduct, and Raiden is going to be helping more, especially with double nuke and generating your energy, which she will generate more than Fischl. However, you put Fischl on the team if you're running her with Beidou. If you're doing Beidou and Eula with Fischl, that is really strong still, because Fischl can have Superconduct up at all times, and Beidou will have extremely high damage when there are two enemies specifically, right? That setup also works and is very strong, and I even run it sometimes. This one I just prefer because it's a lot more fun, and Raiden is broken, so put her on any team I can. Yeah, so the last team, I don't really even have a last team, but I like to give an honorable mention to some of my favorite characters that I wish I could use more often, being Keqing, Jean, and there's one more. Guess what? I don't have him. His name is Kazuha. I don't have Kazuha, guys. I would totally be using him wherever I could, but unfortunately, I don't have him, and I'm stuck with just C1 Jean, if I remember correctly. Yeah, C1. Jean is still one of my favorite characters. She's insanely strong. I find her to be the best aging base 5-star character. And to this day, she performs well and does everything you could possibly want her to. You can even cheese some floors of like Abyss by using fall damage, so maybe new players can get a lot of worth out of G. And Kaching, I just love Kaching, bro. She's epic, cool, all that stuff. Clearly, I bought her outfit. Just got Jade Cutter on. Ignore this, but yeah. You know, I just thought I'd talk about the teams that I'd like to play these days. And I'm sure everyone wants an example of the Funny Electro team. So for the end of this, I will shut up and I will show you a bit of gameplay of the full Electro team. Anyways, I'll be Gold Demon. If you liked or want to see more, don't forget to like, subscribe, check me out on Twitch, and I will see you next time.
裁きのイカ超拡散形態律令チョック翼よここより弱滅の時律令チョックイカズチに有限なる来店律令チョック見切りました無我の境地そこ安全距離確認呪言チョック散れ聖なる来光
のままに
よく見ておけ兵糧のようにうなれよっそれフィオナの特製ドリンクじゃよっわめきなさいへい結晶せよそれ断罪のな結晶せよ完成しなさいよ影のカラスこれが海山を滅ぼ粉々よ憲兵王を立つそれよっ砕け散れそれわめきなさいそれ粉々よ姿を見はっ行くぞ炭になる結晶せよへいわめきなさいやっ兵糧のようにうなれジャッジメントやっ律令チョック無双の風シミュレート翼よ来光意図美しきかな 律令イカズチに逃げ目ここより弱滅